Welcome back, good people, to another episode of Investors Playbook Live. As always, you have your co-hosts Deshaun and Cornell coming, bringing you financial news, financial topics, and financial information. Right now, we live in the age of artificial intelligence, and we also live in an age right now where money is always important, but right now, money seems to be on everybody's mind, uh, simply because things are getting more expensive and people are needing to find ways to get out of whatever financial situation they're in, whether that be something negative or something that they cannot control. And with that comes a lot of ways to make money, right? We talk a lot about investing, we talk a lot about collection of assets, but outside of the realm of the slow growing, the making money consistently, we have a lot of people who are promising get rich quick. So, in this episode, we definitely want to mention some of the things that you can do in case you spot or if you are starting to get, weird vibes when someone is coming to you and explaining to you or trying to convince you to join in on their financial um, their get money as fast as possible financial scheme. All right. So today we're just gonna be talking about some potential financial scams and ways to identify them. All right. Cornell, what is your what is your thought or what's your take when it comes to just like financial scams in general? Have you ever had someone try and bring one to you or what you think?
So with me going to a lot of network events and just speaking to a lot of professionals, I come across people all the time actually, and a lot of people seem shady. A lot of
Hmm.
people seem like they truly believe in what they're doing, but just the product doesn't make sense. So there are a lot of things that I look for, and I'm the type of person that's going to ask the bold question like, "Hey, is this going to look like a presentation or something like that, like when we're having the conversation, because I've been hoodwinked so many times and it becomes a waste of time. Of course, like I'm not going to purchase their product, but
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it's just a matter of protecting your time. Also, our time is valuable. But one thing that I do look for is guaranteed promises, like of return. Okay, so
Mm.
anyone that's saying, yeah, if you invest in this, you get 6% a week and stuff like that. If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably not real. Okay, I see this a lot when it comes to people who work for things like Primerica or Transamerica. Um, Plus, they have fees that sometimes the person's not even aware of. They really think they're doing well. They get you to sign up for a Roth IRA, but what they're not telling people is they can do that same thing on a different brokerage like Fidelity, or that's not charging you a third party fee. But what about yourself? Have you encountered these
Oh,
type of
100%.
yeah.
100%, bro. Very similar to you going to networking events. Um, just conversing with people who are surrounded, who are in a setting where people are always talking about money, right? And of course, we just want to say we appreciate everyone that's listening right now. We want to say thank you to the people that's in the chat for attending the live. Right now, we're talking about different ways to spot financial scams. All right. Right now, we want people to understand things to identify or ways to, you know, questions to ask if someone is approaching you with an opportunity that, like Cornell said, seems too good to be true. So, but yeah, Cornell, definitely similar situations, right? Where people are saying and explaining that, well, if you do this, you can make $100,000 in 3 months. Anything that sounds way too good to be true is just like, no, that's a clear red flag to me. Um, I remember there was this, it was like around Christmas time, and it was like a rotation game. You put money in, then eventually it becomes your turn, and then you get money out, like stuff like that. I don't even know. I feel like yeah, we tried that. I think I remember we were young though, young and not as experienced and stuff like that are telltales as to saying this is just like it doesn't even make sense. Like the actual outcome doesn't make sense. So that is like a mini version of what a pyramid scheme could be, which is basically you getting put on to some type of investment from someone else, and it's your job to get other people to get put onto the same investment, and that's how you get paid, right? The more people you have under you, the more money you make, and eventually there is just someone who ends up being that person who becomes under someone and doesn't get anyone else, and they're just the loser, right? So stuff like that. Of course, one thing with me is urgency. If someone is saying something like, you got to act right now, this is going to go away. If you don't make a move, you're going to miss out on an opportunity, anything like that, nah, I'm good, because there's always opportunity, right?
Right.
There is never a, this is going to be the very last time. Like, no, it's not. We see things rotate and they will always come back. So if someone is pressuring you to do something immediately, then it's probably some type of scam.
Right. So
Yeah.
another thing that I notice that I look for is when people are very vague. Is like they'll say they're in
Mm.
e-commerce, right? But you ask them what their
Mhm.
day-to-day looks like. They'll say things like, "Oh, it would take me days to have this conversation right now. Let's connect and I'll call you at this time." And then when you get into a meeting with them, they got their mentor sitting there and ready for a presentation. So
My
that's
gosh.
definitely one of the things that I look for. It's like they don't even know what they do. They're just trying to
Right.
pair you with a mentor so that they can get you in some type of program under them and so that they can make money.
Yeah. I've seen that before too, man. Um it really is, I'll say annoying, but I'll 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 add the word disappointing when like one of my friends or like acquaintances or associates do that, and I'm like, come on, I'm not trying to hear this, man. Like, but a lot of times that's how they get their payment, right? By getting as many people to sign up. I remember when I used to do Cutco in like 2008 or something, it would be how many people can I get to sign up to present to? That would even start to like pay. So I feel like with that, like you said, a lot of times they don't even know what they're doing. They're just trying to ask as many people as they can, hey, do you want to listen to my pitch? But yeah, when you are talking to someone and they can't explain to you the benefit of the thing they're selling, that's a immediate no. Like you can't even tell me why it works,
Like you
right?
don't have an elevator pitch. Like what's up?
Nothing. Yeah, you can't even tell me why it works. I'm good.
So
Um,
so
yeah, what
I
go
was at
ahead.
a network event on Thursday, right?
Mhm.
And basically, somebody was just, I was talking to a e-commerce guy. That's really why I brought it up. But
Yeah.
he, so I'm like, do you have like any type of online media that, anything, pictures, a video, any type of content, something that shows what you do? I'm like, my thing is, you're trying to enlighten people about this and you have no type of evidence of this anywhere. That's a red flag for
Yeah.
me.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
That's
not having a social presence online,
nothing. No, it
it's
doesn't
kind
even
of
have to be
wild.
online. Like I said, do you have a picture in your phone? Something, bro. It doesn't even have to be
Nothing.
online.
Sheesh. And this is someone who was trying to sell what now? What was his pitch?
Basically, he tries to get you paired up with his mentor. Like they say things like, so basically, I was, just looking into e-commerce and I got paired with great mentors. That's a red flag word for me. When they start saying mentors, they don't say, hey, yeah, like my friend put me on or something like that. When they start saying very vague terms and they're not exactly telling you what they're doing, they're just saying e-commerce. Like, come
Hmm.
on, bro, that's a red flag. I already know what time it is.
Right. Yeah. That those are the key words. So right now, for you, hearing someone mention that they have a mentor and are wanting to pair you up with them, immediate red flag. For
Immediate.
me, yeah, for me, urgency. And this is just coming from my cybersecurity background, like social engineering. A lot of this is that, right? Someone trying to pressure you to act fast and think slow, basically, like do this right now. But when it's gone. Like that, nope. I don't need that kind of pressure at all. And then, of course, if they can't explain to you what they're doing or what they're selling, I think that's a clear red sign, red flag for for a potential financial scam. So yeah, man, I'm trying to think of some others that are pretty common, especially now living in this age of technology. I feel like people are using potentially using AI to perform some type of financial scams as well, right? Like not just humans approaching you at networking events, but people also sending generated messages saying, and hey, do you want to um oh, actually this happened to someone I know. Like someone got sent money on Cash App and then they said, "Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to send you the Cash App money. Can you send it back to me?" Money gets sent back. The person then reports that their Cash App the Cash App that they sent was fraudulent. I forgot exactly how it goes, but basically the person loses out on money. Oh, okay, I get it. The person sends 600 and then once an individual receives it, the person asks them to send it back another way, like not through Cash App, like a different way. And then once the person reports the Cash App being sent as fraudulent, they will take the 600 out of your account and you lost the 600 that you sent. Something like that. Then that's like a common Cash App scam that's going around. At least, yeah, some of the research that I was doing, that was one of them. So anytime someone sends you any money and then says, "Hey, I didn't mean to send that to you. Can you send it back?" Just think twice before immediately sending it back. That's all I'm saying,
Yeah.
because that could be a potential scam. Hmm.
So like as we were saying, there's a lot of things to look out for, especially when you're speaking to a lot of people, when you're going to conferences, when you're trying to elevate yourself. There are going to be other people that think that they're elevating themselves also, but it will be at your expense. So just make sure that you're paying attention. Just really experience is the best teacher. You're going to run into these people. You're probably going to get caught up like speaking to some of these people, but you just have to make sure that you're prepared to identify the red flags and just kind of give them a little stiff arm when it happens. So that's pretty much
Hmm.
what we're trying to raise awareness of currently.
Definitely, man. Yeah, it's a lot of them out there too, man. Like aside from the typical pyramid schemes, I mean, you even have um, crypto investing scams, right? I don't know if you would consider some of the cryptocurrency pumping and dumping. Would you consider that like a financial scam? Someone saying or promising that this cryptocurrency is going to go to the moon, and then it not. How would you classify that?
I think the rug pulls are harder to spot. To
Oh, for
be
sure.
honest, if you're dealing it with the altcoin market, that's just a risk that you're taking. To be honest, that's why I only invest in Bitcoin.
Yeah,
To be honest.
that's real.
Yeah,
Okay. Nah, for sure. Well, yeah, like Cornell said, we just want you all to be diligent and making sure that you are aware of the potential scams that promise big gains in a very short amount of time. It's not really how wealth is made. It's not how wealth is made. Wealth is made through consistency, and it just takes time, right? Like what people are promising are you hitting big on a slot machine, and that's just not, or winning the lottery. It's just not something that is very common. I'll just say that. So sticking to investments that one don't put pressure on you, two can be explained and have history, And three, like for example, me and Cornell explaining and teaching investing in the stock market, it it benefits us because we enjoy talking about and teaching people to invest in the stock market. Um, but ultimately, our goal is to benefit the individual, right? Like helping them better understand how to invest. So with any business, it should be that the the consumer is actually getting something out of it. So just making sure that you're watching for those specific things. And yeah, if it seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. But yeah,
All
anything
right,
you got
Sean.
for him, Cornell? Okay, go ahead.
As always, we appreciate everyone viewing, and I hope that if you like our content, that you're sharing, because it can help someone else. There's a lot of applicable things that we speak about, and yeah, as always, we appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Holla at y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.